local all morning. The Fox 61 Morning News starts now.
Right now at 7 o'clock, former President Trump said the FBI conducted a search of his Mar-a-Lago estate in Florida. We'll tell you what we know so far.
Also, the 3 men convicted in the murder of Ahmaud Arbery are sentenced on federal hate crime charges. We're going to hear from Arbery's family next. Good Tuesday morning. Thanks so much for being with us here at Fox 61. A lot going on.
Yeah.
I'm Erica Arias.
And I'm Tim Lamers. You think that's an understatement.
Yeah.
And we haven't even mentioned the weather yet, which we're going to start with here as we take a live look outside from Hartford and New Haven this morning. Many parts of the state saw a few storms, including some rain in Portland Monday afternoon. We are in a stretch of a statewide heat wave, and it's continuing today, although today is the last day.
Yeah, day 8 and the last day of the heat wave. And here's a look at those storms you were just talking about, Tim. Unfortunately, to be honest, I was hoping for more rain where I know. I feel like, okay.
Lawn's getting brown again.
Yeah. And then it was done. I was like, oh, that's it.
Yeah.
They were a bit more widespread than I was anticipating, but that being said, nobody complained. No one was like, hey, you said that it wasn't going to rain all, And
I don't think there was any damage for it or anything. So.
No, things were good. They behaved, and it really was just like those beneficial rainfall. And we'll likely see those showers and thunderstorms develop later today between 2 and 9 p.m., but we are also watching the potential for 1 or 2 of those to become on the strong to severe side. In the meantime, we still have, we are in our last day of our heat wave. We have heat index values into the triple digits yet again, with numbers this morning starting in the upper 70s and 80s, 82 degrees in the capital city, 80 degrees in New Haven as well. So for your primary day, you're planning your day from start to finish, 9 a.m., 87 degrees. You're looking at hot and humid conditions by 1 o'clock and 93 degrees, and isolated showers and thunderstorms possible by 5 o'clock or so. So again, between 2 and 9 p.m., 1 or 2 of those strong storms could become on the stronger to severe side. 93 degrees today in New Haven, 94 in the capital city, 94 in Meriden. So we are under marginal risk for any severe weather to develop, so we'll continue to watch that rather closely. We'll have a full update for you coming up in just a bit. But right now it is 7:02. We'll send things back over to you guys.
Rachel, thanks. Well, we are continuing our live team coverage for you all morning long on today's primary. We have Fox 61's Lindsay Kane in Hartford at a polling station there.
And Fox 61's Julia LeBlanc joins us live from Walter C. Polson Middle School in Madison. Let's start with her. Good morning.
Hi, good morning to you. Yes, the polls just opened just about an hour ago. We've seen a lot of people coming here into the middle school to cast their ballots. This is where they go to put it in the final section of their voting process here, but we want to let people know about a few things before they head out to their polling place. You have until 8 o'clock tonight. But first of all, before you head out the door this morning and before you head to your polling place, make sure that you are registered. There's no same-day registration here in Connecticut for the primaries, and you need to be registered as either a Republican or Democrat to vote in our primary. You cannot be an unaffiliated voter. You can check this out by looking at the Secretary of the State's website or by calling your registrar of voters. Then find your polling place. It might be different because of redistricting that happened across the state, but most smaller towns don't have that problem. Also, make sure you bring some form of identification. You can show your license, but it's not required. You can also, if you want to, show your credit card with your name and signature on it, an ID with your name and picture, and any document with your name and address. So that can be something like a checkbook or a utility bill. You can also sign an affidavit if you don't want to or don't have that ID. Now, this morning, as I mentioned, we've been talking to voters here in Madison. We caught up with one man who tells us about why he thinks it's so important to head out to the polls today. Take a listen.
I think that we want to, send a message that we're very interested in what's going on, and we're going to be interested from here on.
Now, there are things you shouldn't bring with you if you head to the polls and some rules you have to follow. Like, for instance, you can't wear or bring anything that would influence others, like any clothing supporting a specific candidate. If you do, you'll have to turn that shirt inside out or cover it up while you are at the polling place. There's also no campaigning outside of your polling place within 75 feet of that front door. So make sure you are respectful of the other voters out there. But happy primary day, everybody. You've got a lot of time to head out there. We're We're live here in Madison. Julia LeBlanc, Fox 61 News.
Julia, thank you. Now, if any of you out there voted or plan to vote by absentee ballot, keep in mind the ballots have to be returned by 8 o'clock tonight. And since they have to be received by tonight, sending them through the mail is probably not the best bet if you haven't done it already. Instead, return them to your town clerk's office, or even more easily than that, just drop it in the secure drop box in front of your town hall. Now remember, you can text the word VOTE to 860-527-6161 to be sent a voter guide straight to you. Plus, it's an easy way to check your registration and polling place as well.
And don't forget to download the Fox 61 News app if you haven't already, so you can have all of our election coverage at your fingertips. Our app is free, and on it you can get our Fox 61 voter guide. Also, you can hear directly from candidates on the issues that matter to you. All right, we're taking a break from primary coverage. We're checking in with Fox 61's Lauren Zenzi. She's out there on the CT-DOT Traffic Center. How's it looking there, Lauren?
Things are looking good as of right now. Good morning, everyone. 7:06 here in the CT-DOT Traffic Center. We are still following this incident over in Waterbury on the westbound side of I-84. The exit 18 on-ramp is still closed due to a spill that happened earlier this morning, actually late last night. We did hear from Connecticut State Police that it was a significant amount of paint that was spilled. So DEP has been on scene since about 11 o'clock last night working to get this cleaned up. Hopefully that'll be cleaned up soon. Throughout the rest of the state, 91, 84, Route 2, all in and out of the capital city, moving freely this morning. Let's take a live look out in West Hartford. Looks nice right there. Lots of construction vehicles over on the sides of the roads. Down in Fairfield County, we do see some delays on the southbound side of I-95, Bridgeport to Fairfield, also Westport through Darien. As we take a live look outside, we could see that moderate to heavier volume on both sides of in Fairfield and in Norwalk. We'll continue to check back in all throughout the morning, but for now, Tim and Eric, I'll send things back over to you.
Well, the Justice Department is reportedly investigating 15 boxes with classified material that were taken to Mar-a-Lago after Trump's presidency ended. Two people familiar with this case say agents were looking to see if Trump had additional presidential records or any classified documents at the estate. Now, in his statement, former President Trump also claims the FBI agents broke into his safe. Now, this is video here of former President Trump leaving his tower in New York City yesterday. He was not at Mar-a-Lago when FBI agents arrived there. A Department of Justice spokesperson did not comment when asked if Attorney General Merrick Garland authorized that search. Former President Trump did not comment on the search during a town hall for Leora Levy. Levy is a Connecticut Senate candidate that he endorsed and is in the running for today's primary election.
Well, two of the three men convicted of federal hate crime charges in the murder of Ahmaud Arbery are going to spend life in prison. On Monday, Travis McMichael, who shot and killed Arbery, was given life plus 10 years without the possibility of parole. His father, Greg McMichael, also got life in prison. As for the third man, their neighbor, Roddy Bryan, the man who recorded the shooting, he was sentenced to 35 years. So, given his age, almost a life sentence, effectively. Arbery's parents said they are relieved to see justice done.
I said in court that Ahmaud wasn't only shot one time, he was shot 3 times. And I tell you, I feel every shot, every day that I wake up.
It was real rough for me and my family that faced these 3 murderers. It was hard to look at them every day as a father.
Earlier this year, the 3 men were all found guilty of violating Arbery's civil rights and targeting him because he was black. They pursued and killed Arbery while Arbery was running in their neighborhood. Now, the federal sentences are on top of sentences they already got in Georgia state court last year.
Police.
I'll take this. Police are continuing to investigate several car thefts in the New Haven area. They're reminding drivers to be aware of their surroundings. Last Friday in Orange, a 70-year-old was threatened with a gun while pumping gas before 2 people took off with the victim's car. Later, 4 teenagers were accused of stealing a car from North Haven and then heading into Milford, where they're accused of stealing from other people's cars. Twice in a span of 4 days, cars were stolen with dogs inside. One of those thefts happened in East Haven, the other in Milford. One resident spoke out, by the way, on the attack on that 70-year-old man.
Poor guy's getting gas. Like, how, that's sad. That's very sad. And there's no repercussion for it, you know? And who would expect to get pistol whipped while you're pumping gas?
Experts say if you do ever find yourself in one of these situations, safety should be your first priority. Don't worry about your property. Don't confront the people who have confronted you, and never fight back.